Peace, this is Jarrell with Quantum Light Consciousness. Today I want to talk about QAnon. So there's a lot of things going on in the awakening community right now regarding the election, regarding the political events, regarding the global shift of consciousness of what is, partaking here right now in our world. Okay, it's important to know what is actually going on for yourself. It's important to know the factors at play and the factions that are playing themselves out against each other here while we live our everyday lives. Okay, a lot of people, what comes to mind when they hear the word QAnon is a conspiracy theory. All right, what they don't really understand is what a conspiracy theory actually is and where that term actually came from. It actually came from the Bush CIA when they had actually assassinated Kennedy and they wanted to cover it up. What they did was they released the term conspiracy into the consciousness of the planet, of their society that they control. Okay, so every time everybody would question how Kennedy died, they say, oh, that's a conspiracy theorist. Oh, you're some type of person who doesn't have a grip on reality. So that's basically how they would gaslight people to try and sway them from looking at what actually happened when they shot Kennedy. Okay, so that's the same thing they say about QAnon. All right, what QAnon is actually a group of people who anonymously drop information into the collective consciousness to get them to ask questions. All right, they have to do it anonymous on an internet message board. So just ask questions about the people who are in power, because that's the only way for people to wake up. That's the only way for people to actually think for themselves and look at what is going on for themselves. All right, because that's the only way things happen. When you realize you have the power to change things, things start to change because you say, hey, I can change that, so I'm going to walk over there and change it, or I'm going to take these actions and change it, or I'm going to do these things, and these things that I do are going to eventually cause change in the world. There's a lot of things that happen that have been happening until this election that had just played out right now. It's rather obvious that a dude who had nobody showing up at his rallies and who is a known pedophile caught on camera touching little people repeatedly didn't win, especially when the ballots show that there's more voters for this dude than people in the state, in over 6 states, which all those states are actually swing states. All right, so it's obvious that the election was fixed. It's obvious that it was called before it was over. It was obvious that they stopped counting all the ballots right when they hit the number that they wanted to get with their fraudulent ballots. All right, and it's obvious that media companies don't get to decide elections. They don't get to just say, oh, this person's going to be the next president, after attacking the president of the United States for I don't know how long. All right, not to pick sides here. All right, so a lot of these things have to do with QAnon. All right, QAnon actually is an intelligence force. They are beings of light. All right, they are for the positive outcome of all humanity. All right, and there's proofs that have been happening. I've been following this group since late 2017, when they first started leaving information out into the collective consciousness. All right, and there's been proof after proof. What they say is what happens. They say things and then it happens. And then I had actually been seeing this stuff in my third eye vision. I would see things happening as they were doing it. All right, so you can actually go back and do research and see these things happen and understand that it's actually a real thing going on. All right, it's actually a real-time experience happening. All right, it's not a movie. All right, it's not even a game. All right, it's just something that is happening. Okay, so I had recently taken my time to actually go and connect with this collective of people. All right, so you know me, I'm always figuring stuff out for myself, so I have to see everything for myself. So what I did was I went into meditation and I connected with this QAnon group of people. All right, and what came forth was a collective group of guys and girls, all right, of men and women who live in a future timeline of Earth. All right, they're light beings. Okay, and what they do is they live through the law of Creator, through the law of the universe, the law of God. All right, and they are divinely connected with them all right, with that creator, okay? So what QAnon is a group of people that are aligned with the galactic center of light, that ride a data bandwidth of light codes from the galactic center, and what they do is drop the light codes down into vessels that are in the upper echelons of space, in the higher light forces of military, downwards into the darkest, deeper depths of the collective here on the ground, to infiltrate the satanic government here running the planet Earth. All right. So when I contacted these people, it was obvious. All right, the aesthetic was like kind of like a Starfleet aesthetic, you know, kind of like that futuristic vibe where it's like, you know, where we go one, we go all, you know, and it's light, forces of light always win because it's a force of God, okay? And basically what I saw happening was them on a dimensional plane and them utilizing their forces for the best of all, and them making the shifts of awareness in their moves as what is happening as a hand of God. And literally what they do is what happens afterwards, all right, before it even happens, if that makes any sense, okay? So I urge you to actually do the things that, you know, make you find your own truth to what is going on, all right? So I'd actually channel this group, so I'll include that next, and take your time and enjoy. This is the Q Collective speaking to you now. We hail from a future timeline of Earth, and we come here to reposition and reorganize your current events, your government, your world healthcare, sociological, and political systems into higher harmony and peace and love and abundance for all. We're here to tell you that our mission is go. We are here to provide a higher level of transitioning for your current collective of awareness. Your awareness is at a very low level compared to the potential of humankind. Humans are capable of so much more than to be totally held down and brutalized and maliciously handled in a way where there is no self-respect for the health, for the systems of psychology, and for the systems of your own divinity. Day by day, we're facilitating the change. We are moving the factors into place, piece by piece. Success is imminent. We will win. The way we move and change our world is simple. We use the law of God. We use the law of sovereignty. We respect ourselves. We love ourselves. Merely by us existing and by us facilitating our change from the higher realms of density down through your government, special sectors positioned in space around the solar system, we are able to bring our hands of divine law, of sovereign right, of unconditional love, and position our pieces into play and bring our change into a galactic alignment for the best of all humankind. Our goal is to facilitate this change in a seamlessly and well-fashioned, harmoniously manner. Every move that we make comes from a higher timeline of completion. We are 10 steps to the opposition before they even make a move. totalitarian rule of life is life, and anything against life is used against life. We let that be used against itself. We see what is happening before us, and we calculate things that are going to happen before they happen, before they even have a chance of happening. And we do this by focusing on who we are and where we are going. As we streamline our path and move our collective consciousness into yours, we stream a level of awareness into a conglomeration of understanding as light. This understanding may be manifested into your worlds as new government regulations, beginning with mass arrests, funds being released, the gold reserve being reset, free energy technology being released to the public, affordable and effective healthcare systems instead of sick care systems, educational institutions focused on prosperity instead of profit. All of these things will eventually matriculate down into your reality and take form based off of our global galactic initiative. Right now, the mainstream media is causing confusion through the airwaves, through manipulating the perception of the current events, of what they want you to think is going on. What they are showing you is not going on. What they are showing you is what they want you to think is going on, because their power comes from your power. Your power is stay in your truth and be vigilant, be in your self-respect, and have awareness for your awareness. Understand that you are a self-aware being, and you understand how the laws of sovereignty work. They work the same as the laws of physics. When you utilize these physics of your mind, and you begin to actually hold sovereign right of what thoughts go through your mind, you're able to see clearly. You will be able to meet our awareness at the top of your world and coexist with us and see our moves as we make them. And together, piece by piece, we will build a new world. Our sovereign right is your sovereign right. And your sovereign right is to be able to know what is going on in the world you live in. Peace be with you.